Yo, what up, everybody? How you doing? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Grind2Hard. This is a podcast about entrepreneurship and motivation. So I appreciate y'all watching. I'm Chef Clay, the host. Today we have a guest. I'd like to introduce Chef Oscar Lopez. This man right here. Thank you so much for showing up, man. I appreciate you, dog. So this man is the sous chef over at Lola Rose on the far west side. What's the actual street it's on? Cimarron. Yeah, the Cimarron area. I'm sure you guys know if you're in the El Paso area. That's a real nice popping off area, new area. So please check it out, Lola Rose, as well as their what do you call it? Sister restaurant. Madre Rosa. And that's over by the outlets.
The outlets.
Yeah, how's that doing? How's that doing over there?
It's actually picking up pretty good.
That's good, man.
We barely lunch. Well, it's lunch and breakfast, actually.
Okay.
So every Sunday morning you can get some. Yeah.
That's what's up. And then like, are you catering to like mostly the crowd that leaves the outlet and goes to the outlet?
Outlets, yeah, and we try to push a couple events here and there, but basically it's always
thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me, man. You guys got me on a little signature like dish for one of your events.
What do you guys call it? Cruzando Sabores night.
Yeah, exactly, man. I appreciate that. That was fun because me personally, I'm a personal chef. I haven't been in actual kitchens a lot. So when you invite me, it gets that blood boiling again, man. I think about timing. I think about, keeping clean, station, and all that stuff, man. Man, it's fun, man. It really was. So I appreciate that, as well as so you got the Lola Rose. You guys just did a bourbon dinner, right?
We just did a bourbon dinner, yes. Last Thursday.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was pretty intense,
How many courses?
We did 5 courses.
Okay.
Obviously the last one you get your cigar. It's bourbon and cigar. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. Having an idea of throwing a menu with your base into like bourbon, different type of bourbons actually, and then you end up with a little cigar. Right. So obviously to me it's like giving me like a bunch of ideas where like I can even like break down a fucking
No, it's all good, dude. Don't worry about it.
My bad.
Speak freely, bro.
Like breaking in like a cigar, making into a powder, making into like a marinade.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Was it strong? Like
just a little bit.
So like, is this something you indulge in too, like bourbons and cigars? Like
you do. It's like I honestly do anything, and whatever I can do, like I'll try to learn it, right? Yeah. So now it's actually that you mentioned like it's like we bought the whole box. It was like a 35 package, and then I grabbed like 3, right? And I obviously put it back into the office, and I have one of the owners asking like, "Yo, what the fuck to the 3?" I'm like, "Hey, like the food that you just had."
Yeah, exactly.
You just had some
nice. And were they like how much was each? Like pretty expensive cigars?
I honestly didn't
because like the bourbon you guys was pretty good, so I'd imagine that it was compliment. So that's awesome, man. Like Lola Rose, how would you describe their menu? Is it like you guys have a Mediterranean menu, or is it Spanish? Or
right now, we are 100% Mediterranean. Okay, we're Spanish. Okay, based on who we are. Mm-hmm. But obviously we do a little twist where like we do a little border where we're Mexican border, right? Yeah. So we switch it up a little bit.
It's that fusion, right? That's fusion. So that's what's popping right now is the actual fusion of cultures, of food ideas and stuff like that. All the restaurants, that are I would say progressive are doing what you're doing, like kind of have like a base in, like you said, Mediterranean, and then they do fusions of different styles and stuff like that. I know when I was there, I had the Veracruzano, the Bronzino. That was immaculate. Perfect fucking flavor. That was the first night that I went there. You guys knocked it out of the park, and then not only that, but it was the octopus. Then you guys still have it on the pulpo, right?
It's
you guys,
it's still
signature dish, still on the menu. Yeah. And I've asked the recipe. He's been gracious enough to give me the steps in making that dish. It's very, very good. So I add my own flavor. I do my own sauces, but these are chefs that are very gracious and very humble. Chef Oscar and Chef Marco, very, very humble chefs, but also like just they're inviting. I remember when I talked to you guys the first time too, like Chef Marco wasn't there. You came out, greeted me and my date. It was really, really a good experience from the beginning. And I just want to say that you guys are the ones setting the culture here in El Paso, honestly. I know there's other big names, Chef Enrique's doing a lot of things, Chef Emmy's doing some big things, but I see you guys just encompassing it all. You know what I mean? You guys got big hands and you just encompass. And I just want to thank you for letting me be part of that. I appreciate
you being there first of all.
Yeah, seriously, it's fun, man. It makes work fun because I've been in my own little like circle doing the personal chef gig, and when I want to, I go out and try new food, and once I stumbled on Lola Rose, it was like I stumbled on a culture of chefs, of love for food. Even the networking, like in the kitchen that I've experienced, there's been like a lot of hostility, a lot of big egos and stuff like that. Is that your experience in the kitchens?
Yeah, especially coming from El Paso. When you start here, it's really big egos out there. And since you mentioned right now, like you said, like one of the first things when me and Chef Marcos thought about open this restaurant back here, one of our first goals in our heads was like, all right, dude, like we're gonna do it, but then as a chef, as a person, as a humble person, we change the culture no matter what. Everything that we learn from here, from there, you can call it like anywhere, bring it back to our town. Just as a single being, like knowing how to like treat other people, like the way that you wanted to be treated when you were in that step or before. So like I can ask you this, like, how many times you go to a restaurant, a fancy restaurant, casual restaurant, how many times does the chef comes out?
I mean, rarely.
How many times does the chef comes and talk to you?
Rarely.
How many times does the chef want to actually talk to you?
Yeah, rarely.
Yeah, so it's the difference between the last two questions.
1,000, yeah.
So, we obviously hear like we're big on people. I'm big on people as myself too. I have great friends. I know people, and they know I'm always there. They know I'm always, regardless where I'm at.
I feel that same way, for sure. Yeah.
And that way, like the same day I met you, same day you've been going, like I'm always there for you,
dude. And I feel the same way. It wasn't, and then there's no like line in between either. It's you brought me in the kitchen. You let me. Even I think there was one day you invited me just to come to help like play. I was like, wait, why am I here though? But but at the same time, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like it's just inviting. You know what I mean? Just this good atmosphere, good vibes. So I want to go back real quick. I want to start like your history and like and stuff like that. But if you don't mind, like because you brought up something that's very key. I mean, it seems cliche, like treat others the way you would want to be treated. But what exactly like pushed your guys in that direction to actually make that like a staple or like a you know what I mean? Like because most people would be like, no, we're here to make the money, man. Like we're gonna hire the best chefs. We're gonna make the best food. You know what I mean? Like
I get you.
Yeah.
So one of the big things for me is that I worked for chefs before, not just in El Paso, where like
yeah, you told me
they take it to the big leagues. Where like okay, like I went to Italy, I learned this much, and I come back, but I come back to just be the chef to like open this place. But like, what else as an individual, like as a human being, like what else do you bring to the table? Like you can like, it's a big difference if you really want to put it like that. Like it's just like sports, right? You can play for the Cowboys, you can play for the 49ers, and then you go back home and you have your how do you say, like your local town team, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And then what do you bring the table to them? Like are you gonna teach new techniques and like new skills, different plays.
Right.
So it's like any other sport, like in the kitchen. What do you bring to the table? Like I bring, the cooks, my co-workers, the different techniques that I can learn, the different methods of cooking for certain different things, right? Like, you got seafood, you got fish, you got duck, like all different techniques that, because we grew up in a small city town, you're not able sometimes to learn, right? But once you're out there next to the Mediterranean, next to, the Atlantic Ocean, you learn how like fish stays, how much
right there, level. Exactly.
If you just putting yourself out there to like experience that, learn, work there, and then bring it back home and teach it to somebody else, because that somebody else will always teach somebody else, and then it goes on. Right?
Yeah, that's that blessing. Yeah, for sure.
So having that in my mentality, like it's just like you have to.
That's awesome, man.
That's how I like kind of want people to, it's like if your team is up, you're up. If your team is down, it's down. So if I can teach anybody whatever I learn, and whatever I have to learn, like I will do 100%.
So my grandfather was that type of person, man. He would preach to me about that, but I was always like, I don't know what you're talking. Like it didn't really make sense, you know what I mean? And I remember one day he got a card from a friend at church, and on the bottom it said "muy amable," and he goes, "You see what that says?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" And he goes, You find out, and I believe that means that like you're very kind, right? Like, and that's what I'm like. But there's maybe more to it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Muy amable to you, because like I think that you're doing a great thing for El Paso, for chefs, for food, for a lot of things. So I appreciate you, man. Seriously, man. So let's go back, man. Are you from El Paso? Yeah, 915.
So I'm from 656, which is Juarez, J-Town. Yeah.
J-Town. Oh, we got our first J-Town representative right here.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. On the podcast. Yeah, appreciate you, man. So, J-Town, what was the school you went to?
So in J-Town, hold on. J-Town, I went to, what do you call it here? I think you were middle school here. Yeah. So over there will be Escuela 55. Okay. Which they go by numbers, basically. You know, they have 65, 86, it's school, but the name is more like simple.
Okay.
I did my like first year of middle school there, and then like elementary back and forth.
Okay.
If you want to be corny with the letters, like my elementary name was like, it was something like Escuela de Lealtad. De Lealtad, which means like a school of loyalty.
Loyalty, okay. All right.
But no, it was back then. That's elementary, right? But I went from there. I basically moved to Paso back in 2011.
Okay. And then you came here like for family or?
For family, yeah. In my personal life, my mom was going through a rough time. Actually, like anybody that is from J-Town, like they know, like back then, 2011, 2012, that's when like the situation in Juarez was really bad.
Yeah.
Things were getting... all the cartels were like doing crazy stuff, I remember my mom, like one time, like she took me shopping for school. Mm-hmm. We got to Soriana, which is like these little like Albertsons or like Walmart.
Oh, okay, grocery store,
grocery store. Yeah, okay. Like she got me school supplies, she got groceries for the house, she got me clothes. And then we parked, right? And that week, she just got a blazer, like a new truck, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So we put the groceries in the car, we go back for some reason to like a shoe salon, something. Mm-hmm. So as soon as we come back, we got out of the shoe salon, and next thing you know, the whole car is gone. The whole car is gone with the groceries, with the supplies, with everything for the school. Like, it was just gone. So like having to go from there to like having calls to my mom, like, hey, like one of your kids is with us, like, hey, how much you gonna give for him? Like, it was that crazy. Like, that time in Juarez, like, and sometimes I thought because the job that my mom had, my mom had a job basically that she worked for the government. Mm-hmm. And she got a good position and all that, but she also like same way, like she started from the bottom, right?
Right.
She started from the bottom and she made good people. Like, she was very amable, like you said.
Right.
But yeah, like at the end things were going bad. And
so in this 2011 time, how old were you?
I was like, let's see, I think I was like 12.
12. So like 12 years old, I'm worried about like what cartoons are on, or like,
I'm 12 years old. I'm worried about like, can I go play soccer on the street?
You should be, right? But I mean, you had to deal with a little bit more.
Exactly. So like all those things went in, like just locked in the house, having to walk my sister to the coffee shop. So
now you changed kind of like your scenery. It seems like that's your heart though. I mean, J-Town's still your heart.
Yeah, my older family lives there. My brothers, my auntie, my uncles, half of my family's there. I go here and there,
Yeah.
But like I come from there situation when we moved back then. It was just too much, too hard, and we decided to move over here, and it just happened. It was a totally like.
Did you come here by yourself or with your family?
No, with my mom.
With your mom? Oh, okay. So
yeah, but back then my mom was, she's a nice lady.
Yeah.
And for her to date was really hard.
Oh, you
so she was
for
dating.
You or her?
No, for her. Like,
right?
For her. So
okay.
like, cause she went through like a couple divorces here and there, like twice.
Mm-hmm.
So she was talking to this guy for 3 years, and I was still a little kid, but I'd be like, Mom, like. That's a while. We went from like, like I said, like if you're from Juarez, every weekend, like you go shopping to El Paso. That's why the lines are so crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, we went from like every Saturday, like coming up, make a line, go shopping here and there, and go out to eat, go visit one of my uncles, and then come back in the afternoon to like coming in the weekend and stay for half of the week,
Mm-hmm.
So like from time to time, like things just became like easily, Obviously, my language barrier was like always there, Like I was good in English basics, but like having to speak on the daily, it was a little different.
But so like, did you come here like till you were 12, 13? Did you come to school here?
As soon as my mother made the decision, like, hey, you know what, like Juarez is too crazy here now. Just move out. I'm gonna sell my house. I'm gonna buy a place here, and yeah. And
then so like you graduated from high school here?
Yeah.
Which high school?
I finished my middle school here.
Oh, okay.
And then high school. So I finished Valley View, which now is way different. Like it looks super new and stuff.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like is cooking involved in any of this ever?
So that's the funny part. Like that's what was kicking in.
That's what?
When the cooking thing was kicking in. Like
did you like your mom help you cook or you?
So my mom has never really been a cook.
Excuse me. Because like for instance, when I first started cooking, it was like the scrambled eggs that my mom. I just emulated her. You know what I mean? Like I just did what she did.
No,
you know what I mean?
My mom was the huevo torta, which is basically frying the fuck out of an omelette, and you know.
Yeah.
But no, actually, and this is why like I look at life so differently. Like I was going through all those times. Yeah. And like cooking wasn't really involved in my head, but it was in my life, right? Okay. So I was doing my thing. I was pretty good playing soccer. Like I will play, we call it retas over there, like here and there with your friends, and, like a city league team in the parks, in a big park, and I was pretty good at that. Like I was probably like 8 years old playing with like 26, 18 years old.
Oh, so you were good at soccer?
No,
you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay,
nice. When you see that team and you see that little kid right there, like, I was that little kid.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
that's badass. Okay, that's different level. Okay, like, good way to describe it. Yeah, because sometimes people like to play. Like I like to play basketball, but I wasn't in that kind of league. No.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was your life. Soccer was your life then.
Yeah, that was my life back then. We moved here. It was totally changed, right? Like totally changed culture. Like language and all this I had to learn. Jumping into middle school, making friends, forgiving my friends. It was a whole another world for me.
Yeah, I can kind of like correlate. Basically, when I was 18, my parents moved back to El Paso, so I had all these friends, and then I moved. So kind of similar. I understand like starting over. What was your attitude toward like?
Oh man, let me tell you.
Because like mine, the reason I say it regulate is because like I had a bitter attitude. I was just like, you know what? Like I don't even know these people. Like I don't like. I just want to go home. Like let me just get my grades and go home.
I was in. If I'm allowed to say, I was in my bullshit. I was being
exactly.
A
rebel.
Definitely. I was a rebel 100%. I was like, I don't like it here. I don't fucking like it. Like I would do my little fucking scenarios where like I'd be in my room. Yeah. I used to play. Oh, I don't want to play no more. Yeah. Like things like that. I was being a little, how you call it, like a little, damn.
I was in Spanish, with like you're being a mamon or what? You're being
in Spanish, definitely I'd be a mamon 100%. I was trying to look for another word, but that clicks right there too.
Yeah, and I can understand, man, because like looking back, like I would even like people would want to like make friends, and I would just walk alone to lunch, and I'd walk back, and I just didn't care, I just wanted to be like that. But I think it's a matter of being like plucked out of your your surroundings, everything that is right, everything you feel comfortable with, and you're just like, where the fuck am I?
The word was a little brat.
Yeah, little brat. Yeah, definitely. Brat. Yeah. So so when you graduated, did you start working?
So this is the thing. So I went to Del Valle.
Okay.
Went to El Valle. Like I said, I was doing my thing. I was doing these dance teams. I was actually involved into different type of groups. Yeah. After 3 years that I was there, I just realized that like I need to do something in my life, right? Like and obviously like if this is not the question, like if you're from El Paso, you know that how many people like actually play professional soccer. Like,
I mean, I think it's possible. I would say it's possible. Yeah,
100%. Yeah. But like, it's not like you graduated with like the team, right? And all you're gonna go play.
Right. I guess you right when you're 18.
Exactly.
They recruit you, and you're the fucking.
And here and there, like they got the careers at school that they go and you to talk to, all that. And I did apply a couple of those things, but once I was about to be in my junior year, that's when like personal life, like I was going through a rough time, adapting still. So I went to like 8th, 9th grade, 11, 10, 11. It's still trying to adapt.
Damn,
like
4 years.
It took me a while. And just to think that okay, like I'm not always gonna be playing soccer. I'm not just like I don't see myself doing that.
Well, you gave up on that dream?
I didn't give up. But I started thinking more like put my foot down. Yeah. I did my reality check, and I was like, I need to start finding out like what I'm really good at.
Okay.
Like what I'm really good at, not what I really could do.
Yeah.
Because I was back then.
Like if you can't play soccer, what if you break your leg? Like you can figure out something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I started going like, okay, like I'm gonna try, work in an office, work for Peter Piper, work for McDonald's, work for anything.
And these are things that you actually
anything
did?
No.
Where did you
apply. Oh my God, I applied so many. So check me out. I used to live right on Zaragoza and North Loop.
Okay.
So back then used to be at Kmart.
Okay.
Right in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And Ranch Market, which is now Vista Market.
Right. Okay.
And it was a trailer park right there, and I would walk to school from to middle school and to high school sometimes.
Yeah.
Until I learned how to take the bus, but that's a different story.
No, I feel you. I know what you mean.
But so all those places that you can choose on top of your head, like there's like a shoe shop, there's like a gas station, there's all these things. Like no, one day I was just like, like I'm about to be 16, like a week before. Boom, went and asked for all the applications, even Vista Market. I almost got hired there. But I applied. I drop, boom, couple interviews. I show him. First one was McDonald's because it was right there, like 5 minutes walk.
Yeah.
Nah, I went in there and it was this lady, I think she was having a rough day, but we all do.
Yeah, exactly.
And first question was like, well, why are you applying here if you live so close? I'm like, cause I need a job.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like I need to work. Like I know I can work.
Yeah.
And after I guess being so young as well, like after I answered that question, it was just like, okay, no, like we need somebody with like a little more distance so they can like, so their work ethic, that's what she mainly calls something like that. Like at least they will make an effort to show up to work.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, well, I literally just came here and apply with my bare foot and
that's the reason anybody applies, man. Like, that's crazy.
So like,
so what do you think? You weren't able to get a job? You were saying you were applying at a bunch of places. You weren't able to get a job?
I wasn't, to be honest. That's
crazy.
And thankfully, one of my uncles, he's been there always for my life.
What's his name?
Antonio.
Shout out Antonio. Tío Antonio or what?
He's my tío, but he's been almost like 25 years a manager at the Paso Country Club on the west side. Okay. So that dude has lived almost all his life in there. And he hires seasonally like banquet servers. Okay. Because on the in the summer too,
gets real
parties
busy.
And the country club is really big, right?
For sure.
So I started working for him as a serving, as a banquet server. And it was just easy money. You work a weekend, you get paid during Monday, Tuesday, you get check later. So it's just the weekend,
Yeah, just serving, picking up drinks and cleaning up.
Nothing too crazy, although like I would still have to drive all over there back in there. But like
it's actually a pretty cool job though. It's fun to do those things.
It was really fun. You
meet some people, I get to see.
But so because of that, like just having to adapt to where I'm at, having to like decide like my future, I started like just doing a 360.
Sorry, real quick. So how's your attitude at this point?
At this point, I'm like, I don't want to be here.
You still don't want to be there?
I mean, like, so I'm like, I need more. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I was going through a rough time as well. Like, just like, being with my mom's partner. So if I was always in the life with my mom, me and her, when somebody else comes to that, like, it's hard.
I can't imagine.
Like a stranger.
But yeah. I mean,
and don't get me wrong. Like the guy is my stepdad right to the day right now.
But still.
And
at the time,
I was a dick back then, But now I love the fuck out of him. But
and I remember my mom. I was in college, going through culinary school. My mom gave me a call. She's like, "Oh, you know what? This whole time, you know who it's been." And she told me like, she has a boyfriend. Like it doesn't sit right. It's just no matter who it is, what it is, it just never sits right. Yep. But I mean, God bless that they end up getting married. That's good.
Yeah. And like I said, like this guy is really nice. He taught me well. At some point, it was hard to like have that father figure
or
in my
just
life.
Accept it.
Yes, accept it exactly. And I deal with that. So like I say, it was a lot going on. So
it wasn't like necessarily like El Paso you didn't like it. It's just like
it was
the surroundings right there.
Surroundings. I was just like I need something out of me. Like I'm like okay, cut the bushes. Like you move in here, you already forget your friends. Years went by. They once. Your friends will probably be there.
Is it an option to go back?
No,
you didn't want to go back.
I would like to go back at some point in my life, but I mean, I just needed like a push, a different mentality. You know, I can't be stuck thinking like, hey, like, what am I doing? Like, like, why am I here?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So going through that, I started being independent. You know, like they took a car to me. They co-signed a car for me. You know, I was driving here and there. I got my license. You know, you got before you get the
getting a little bit of help
permit.
Nice, yeah.
You know, I started being independent. As soon as I got the car, I started being independent, making my own trips in there, and that's why I started applying. That's why I made it work sometimes. And you know, like I said, close to my junior year, when it actually happens, when I was like serving banquet weekend wise, just the timing that happened, it was really like literally like a switch in my life, because I was going through some rough time at home,
right?
And I was like, I think I know what I'm gonna do. So more into my personal life, like I my real dad, so he was a cook. You know, back then, some people, like I said, we don't really call it chefs, right?
Right,
but this guy, like, that took care of my older brothers, and unfortunately, because, you know, the, like, problems that he had, the alcohol, like, he couldn't take care of me.
Oh, okay.
But once again, like, it's a lot of put on the table. Like, I can say that about him, right? And I can say that, like, he was the only guy that actually, like, treated my mom well, than from the rest.
Right.
And unfortunately, like, he wasn't there for me.
Right.
But he was there for them.
Right.
You know, and they're older than me. I'm the youngest one in the family. So like that mentality, but also like being young and stupid, like thinking like, oh, but he's not here now. You know, oh, he abandoned me. Like, why can't he quit liquor for her son? You know,
that was what you were thinking.
Yeah,
then.
Like exactly. So once again,
you were hurt. Yeah, you were hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and it took me a while. Like, it took me a while, and just to have that in my mind, and I'm like, oh, but guess what? Like this guy was a fucking cook. He was a butcher, like he will be a manager at this, like nothing crazy, like a fancy restaurant, but
so you stopped worrying about like why he wasn't there and just worried about who the person was, like who he was.
I was more into like just more like okay, he did that because of what? Oh, guess what? Like his whole side of family, like just show up to my life one day. And it's been there since now. Like they helped me have a lot. I have a lot of history now with them. But
so there was, you're talking about a certain point when you had to let that go, like, right? You're talking about that hurt you so much, and that's what kept you so bitter. But you at a certain point you just let that go,
it's
and
like
you became more accepting to the way life was.
If I wouldn't let that go, like I wouldn't find that like my dad was a cook, and my grandpa, my abuelo was a chef.
Was a chef, really?
So like, if I never would have done that, I would never, like, just knowing myself.
So you let your guard down a little bit, learned a little something, and then you, like, at that point started to aspire. I started
pushing myself. I was like, okay, like, if, like, sorry, mom, but, like, I'm like, if this fucker knows how to cook, then that means I can.
Yeah, it's in your blood, right?
Yeah, so, like, I started fucking around with my life. I'm like, okay, like, you know what? Right at that timing, it's so fucking crazy because, like, you know Marcos, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this is how it goes. This is the story back then. So, at that timing, I was, you know, bossing tables all days. I stopped and I was like, I want to move schools. My last year in high school, I know it's a certificate for culinary arts. I know it doesn't apply as, you know, a diploma that I went to school for cooking, but this can just help me myself to have a paper that I actually try a program, right? And what I need to do, I need to move schools in the next 2 weeks. I need to move schools, districts, and I need to do it now. And I do it by myself. You know, and same timing, I'm like, you know what, uncle, you know, boss, his nickname is Flaco. Everybody in the industry knows him like that. Flaco. I was like, yo, Flaco, like I need your help. He's like, what's up? Don't get me wrong, like being family, he's a fucking dick too. Like he was,
that he tough was love, a fucking
asshole. Yeah. But no, like I was like, you know what, like I think I know what I want now. Like I wanna cook. I want to cook, and I just need you to fucking put me in the back, wash the dishes. Like, I don't give whatever you there. Like, I'll do it. And yeah, same week that I got transferred to the kitchen, there was a great chef that was running that kitchen. His name is Chef Sonic. He works for Shamrock now.
Okay.
That guy, once again, like so humble, so nice. He was always there, like
Chef Sonic, like Chef the Sonic. Hedgehog, like
he was like the country club chef back then.
Okay.
For years. And same day he was leaving, same day Marcos started. Same day it was
Marco started. Okay.
Yeah, same time. I was like my first day washing dishes.
Okay.
So I made it right there and there. For him, like looking at the big view, like it goes back to who we are now, right? Like,
yeah.
It's an old kitchen, right? It's like not an old restaurant, it's a country club, right?
Yeah.
But you have these people that have been there like before you.
Sure.
Maybe before you were born. Like, Marcos was 21 back then. Mm-hmm. And like I was fucking, almost 17, 16?
16, 17? There. Okay.
And, like they don't give a shit about me. Mm-hmm. Him walking there, they don't really give a shit about him. I
mean, probably like, hi, how you doing? But exactly, like nothing more than that.
Like the respect when you're young, like it has to be fucking, how do you say that? It has to be fucking gain. Like you have to
earn it. You have to earn it.
Earn the fucking respect. Mm. So like obviously he was looking at the view, right? He has this fucking 16 years old where like he's all fucking skinny and like doesn't know fucking shit. So yeah, like what you want? Like what do you want me to do? Like here and there. First thing it was like you see all those squares like across the kitchen. Mm-hmm. The floor was a little orange, mm-hmm. but it was dirty, so it was brown. Yeah, it was really dirty kitchen before that.
Sure.
So yeah, first thing was to scrub all the fucking squares in this kitchen. I grabbed a fucking bucket. I was like, "Let's go, chef. Her chef." I started doing it, and ever since then, like, it was just a connection.
Yeah.
Like. In my feet, in my view, in my mind was like, this guy just came town to checklist one of his life things to do. Like
right.
Going back home from school and be an executive chef, it means a lot.
Right.
It means a fuck lot. So he was checking that mark.
Yeah, Chef Marco was checking that box.
Yeah, I was there with him. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I was out there with him, like whatever he needed. I was just a dishwasher. I was scrubbing. I was doing a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Like hey, cut this.
No,
do that.
So a quick story. Before, like, I know you're talking about like that bratty attitude because after culinary school, like I did some jobs, but I really didn't like understand like having a job and doing responsible things. Mm-hmm. I was partying, man. You know what I mean? Like staying up till 3, going to work at 7. So it really wasn't working out for me. But my dad bailed me out. Like I told him one day, man, I'm not. Oh, fuck, I hate this shit. It's hard. He's like, well, come work for me. He's in Florida and I'm in Arizona.
Oh.
And he's like, hey, I got you. Okay. I'm like, bet. You know what I mean? I was like, I gave up, dude. I really I gave up. Mm-hmm. So it didn't matter if I was cooking or what. Like, he just drove his ass all the way with a U-Haul. Picked me up, got all my shit from Arizona, and drove me back to Florida, dude. God damn, right? So as bratty as I am, I didn't even realize that blessing that he did. I mean, I went down there.
And that's the thing, too. Like, you don't realize it until you...
Right.
See you later.
So yeah, so I go down there and I start working for him. That was the gig. So I was gonna start working because he's a contractor. He does construction in Florida. So I started working for him, and then, man, I just I had a bad attitude, man. I had a really bad attitude. It didn't work out because of my attitude, and I later realized it as an entrepreneur that the thing is like your attitude as somebody who has nothing, you will get it. But you have to have a humble attitude. You have to be. I was always now what I'm looking for is somebody who's ready and willing to do whatever it takes to excel in your position, and I'll teach you. That's what I'm saying. I want to be the coachable person and stuff like that. So I definitely understand, the plight of Marco now, and your relationship, because that was the perfect key that he needed, and he was the perfect key you needed. You know what I mean? It was like God blessed you in that moment to for you guys to meet. Yeah, so that's awesome. So at this point, when did you feel like a spark? Like, man, I think I can do something here. Like
at that point, so once again, it's still with the goddamn life at home.
No. So
I'm doing this for myself, right? I trying something out and I'm liking it. Like, shit, you can look at it that way. Like, for people that are not in the industry, like, you were scrubbing, you were washing dishes, right? I was making money. Mm-hmm. I was hustling. I was like learning.
Yeah.
Like one day we would work like 20 hours straight. We were building a 10 fucking layer cake, Marcos.
Damn.
I was like 3 in the morning making fucking shakes with coffee and ice cream. Like, it was that crazy.
Damn,
like, we need something to fucking keep
going,
right?
Yeah, fuck.
So like at home, once I decided to, like, you know what, Mom and Dad, I need to move schools. I have it all figured out myself. I need a signature, from this person that is my friend, I'm gonna be able to move in to the school, because you can't just move. You need an address and all that, right?
Right.
And I did it. I moved to Socorro for 9 weeks, Socorro High School. I freaking love the fuck out of it. This is why, right? Because I was able to be transferred to a different district, and just because I was able to transfer, I was playing soccer and I was cooking.
Damn. So let me ask you though, that it's not easy to do that. No. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you had a friend that helped you out, first of all. Yeah. And then like, who gave you the idea? Like, I mean, you can have an idea, man, I'd love to go to a culinary program, but like, how did you actually like put that pen to paper? So
when I started like doing my own search, it was like, if you go to, for example, El Valle, it's a different East Little district, right?
Right.
By sophomore year, you need to pick your programs.
Right.
So if I didn't decided to do culinary arts my sophomore year, they would not let me do it on my junior year or senior year.
Okay.
Because that's how the district works.
Right, for sure.
And what I had to do to be able to do that is transfer districts.
And that's what they told you, because like you had a goal.
I had my counseling person, and you know, she was really nice. She was just to be honest, mijo, you have to do this and that, and might not be the right thing, but I know where you're going. This is my best advice I can give you. And I took that shit to the heart.
Yeah,
and next
this is my opportunity.
I did it. And I was having a blast.
You had your soccer, you had your cooking. You weren't in the atmosphere anymore. Was your head getting a little?
It was getting a little better.
Yeah,
it was getting a little better. You know, I was with this chick too. That I was like, damn, like everything, like
it's working out. Yeah,
and you just look like, damn, it's really happening.
That's cool, man.
But you know, shit goes down again, and you know, at home we're like, you know, my stepdad wasn't really happy with it, and you know, it was basically like this: like if my parents weren't happy, which, being completely honest, like I'm big to my mom. You know, like the reason why I say it is because like she's basically raised 4 kids by herself. Yeah. You know, and I'm big on that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mad respect.
Yeah,
respect.
For like all the single mothers out there.
Shit, hell yeah.
Chef kiss.
Yeah, two chef kisses for you.
But it's. I mean, I'm a guy, but it's fucking hard.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
It's fucking
100%.
Hard.
Yeah.
So like if I can make this guy happy, my mom will be happy. Like if this guy's giving me trouble, my mom's gonna be in trouble. So like having to like be 50-50, where like I'm trying to be okay on myself, but if I'm not okay with myself, and you know, I know my mom won't be 15,
okay. Man. You're thinking adult thoughts at 15,
no,
man, dude. And you're trying to figure out life and make things better for other people, man.
I was like, because that's the thing, like my mom is just like me. She was just like, you know what, like if you don't really want to be here, this is her, like at all times, like you can just always get the fuck out. I was like, yo, mom, like chill, like we didn't just did a 360, 380. You call it like just for nothing, right? You know, we're on these shoes, like we really need to like do something out of it, you know. And like also growing up with that mentality with my oldest brother, we're like to the day sometimes we're like, just because you started your life here and we started our life here, like it was a little easier for you. And like to the day they don't know what the hell I've been through. Like, they don't have no clue, and I haven't been able to tell them, you know. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do. I think maybe they still might be a little bit bitter, but like the thing is, like everybody has these struggles to go through. I mean, America obviously has better opportunities, though. So, like, I think you do have that respect for them, though. You're not trying to say, like,
no, of course, 100%, no.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, you are a humble person, man. At that point, like, where were you? So, you're having all these things going good for you. You have your head on straight. You're helping your parents out.
And at that point, I'm just like, you know, happens to be that that school wasn't the right one for me, apparently, right? Next to what my parents wanted me to be. Right. But at the same time, my parents are buying a new house in Eastlake, which Eastlake now is like, god damn, it's a whole different street. So they bought a new house. Long story short, I moved schools for the 3rd time. So I moved schools 3rd time my senior year. I just landed right there in Eastlake. I finished my culinary program, which I became really cool, great friends with my instructor. To the day, he's one of my closest mentors. Right. And that's it. I finished there. I did competitions. That's when I'm like, if I can have it all, but I can have this, I'm just gonna fucking go for it. Nice. So being in that program, I was there 3 periods. If I could be 4 periods and then take my basics after lunch, I would do it. But I was there the most. I was competing. I was traveling, you know, competitions to school. Yeah. All those things, and you know, guess what? You get to graduate, and you graduate with all these things that you apply, your scholarships, programs. Yeah, that's what. From
what I hear, man, honestly, the culinary programs in high school are much more fun and interactive than actually culinary school. You know what I mean? Like culinary school is more like an actual kitchen, whereas culinary school, culinary program in high school seems like competition and like I don't know. It's a lot.
It's a little it hits different. Obviously, they're good and they're bad. Like
well, I mean, it's like a low level like experience, but it's still like you're getting your feet wet. You're wearing the chef coat. You're
and I guess it's also like if you, let's say you're a tire instructor, and now you're teaching kids, and then now you see a kid that you're like, man, like this kid reminds me of me. Nice. This kid reminds me of this coworker that I used to work with then. And I was that fucking kid. I was trying to hustle and learn from all these different instructors. When we do competition events, I was that kid that, my instructor was like, hey, like, come over here. And I'd be like, why? Oh, it's because the fucking chef from Dorado wants to move you to his school. I'm like, nah.
Damn, nah, I'm recruiting, with you. What the heck?
I'm like, nah, I'm with you.
So let me ask you, chef, this, like throughout this whole time, like you've had a certain like discipline. Where does that come from? Where does that stem from? That discipline to like succeed and like to keep going.
So, okay. So basically, having to move in my life, maybe not financially once you move, right? But once like you have everything in your hands and then everything gets taken away from you, which happens to me, that they took everything from me. Basically, it's a little messed up, right? But this is a mentality that this individual, which is my stepdad, got into me. Like, he was really nice at the beginning, and then he showed his true colors, which also you can't really judge somebody that did fucking 24 years in the army, and now he's retired, so it's a little
for sure.
But he's a great guy, bottom line. So he taught me good and taught me bad, and it's not like he took me to a park and did all these kind of parenting things. It was just life. Like, hey, he checked me out like when I got pulled over once because I was trying to go out to Bucanas back then, the rapes and all that. I was also a trouble guy. Like,
we were kids. Exactly. We wanted to have fun, sure.
He will show up and like, oh, like your mom is mad, but I'm not. I get it, and I'd be like, thank you for that. But then that whole thing changed where like his attitude started going crazy, and when I was washing dishes, actually, that's when I got my first new car. So, he co-signed for me, but I was the one paying insurance and the payments. Sure. You washing dishes, you probably make back then $725 working fucking
40, 50 hours.
50 hours. I was getting paid 400 and something. And, it's
mostly
twice a week. Well, guess what? One of those checks goes to the car. The second goes half for the insurance and half for me.
Oh, yeah.
And half for my chick back then. Like,
yeah,
it's
whatever. So definitely, like, dude. That's a struggle. Definitely,
and,
for sure.
And, having to pay my phone, which I'm on the line, like a regular kid, like when you growing up and you're like doing things like that, you have to have a cosign, So once that was all cut off, I have no line, I had no car, having to ask rides, how my friends, moms, brothers, etc. I was like, no, like I need to work for myself. And I was thankful enough to, like, even back then, like, I can speak about this too. I was with this chick, and how great parents that they loved me back then, right? And like they were even like so nice to me that like her dad got a car for me. But when he got the car for me, it's not like he gave it to me. Like, he got the car to sell it to me.
Right.
But picture that guy that has fucking like 5 cars, and then he gets another one.
Right.
For what? Like, because he knows where I was.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows where I was, and I was being like,
you were being a good boyfriend, right? So
So like, he did that to me. I didn't buy the car right away. I made payments on him. Right? I had this Honda Civic 2004 standard, which I never learned. This guy taught me how to drive standard. Now my mom, now my brothers, now my family, my chick's dad taught me how to drive standard. So obviously from there, like, I'm already building like shit in my head. Like, okay, like, this is like some hardcore level. Like, regardless, I'm with this girl later on now. Like, this dude taught me, not the daughter, not the kids. Like, he taught me how to drive. So I started that car, and that just pushed me. I co-signed for a new car, and it got taken away. I started getting my own lines. I started moving. I got kicked out of my house right before my graduation. Halfway senior year. So I was living with my auntie, and like it was just me. It was just me. I was like, I applied so much, and I found this culinary school in Austin, which I went to, and I was like, I called her, and after my paperwork was like, I just need to leave. Like once I'm graduated, a week later, I'm out. Like I want to be in the bands program. I want to do all these things. I just really need a new beginning. Yeah. And I had that car back then, and I had my own. Like, I had everything. Like everything was out of my house. Like I had everything in my car. Living in the couch with my auntie, but that everything started from there. Like it was just like. So
I think so. You kind of like were like down and out. Like you had things ripped from you, and like anything you thought you had would be taken from you, and then when people were offering you things that you didn't even ask for.
No, I didn't.
When people like would reach out a helping hand, and you were like, "What the hell? Why? Why is this person doing this?" And then it actually helps your life. I think that's what you're saying. That really helped you discipline to keep going.
Discipline myself. We're like, hey, like everything that I've got so far, everything that I accomplished, like God damn, like it's tears, it's fucking blood in there, like it's and this is the thing, man. Like I tell you, like. Being young and it's hard for other people to believe or see it that way. Sure. But no, like it's people out here. There's people that go through a lot.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Paso is a hard love small city, and there is that people out there. Like there's people that are going through way worse things.
For sure, man. For
like
sure.
It's like that thing. Like before you think about your own personal problems, like there's somebody else. With a fucking bigger problem.
And
God damn. Like that's how I built my character. Like I went through different little things in life. Yeah. Like you say right now, like I like this person did this for me. But now in the long way, like I'm like I look back and I'm like, damn. So
let me ask you in a different way, Chef. Like so now that like we're gonna fast forward a little bit, but you are a chef. I mean you have the talent, you lead, you're a manager, all those things. So what inspires you?
What inspires me? So hold on. All right, so what inspires me is...
Because it's kind of like the similar question. Like the discipline is why you're here. But I'm asking like what day to day, like what inspires you to do the things you do?
Day to day, obviously as you know, like I have a kid.
Yeah. You do?
Yeah, okay. I have a kid. It's she's gonna be 6.
Awesome, man. That's badass.
What inspires me in the daily is to become better. And I'm gonna be completely honest, like for my kid.
Good, man.
Before I say
simple, right?
Before I say everybody else, it's just being better for my kid and everybody else.
That's badass.
In
man.
that order. Yeah. Like I love my kid to death. Like it's my kid, right?
Yeah, it's your blood. That's you. Yeah.
It's so funny that you ask, cause like well, not funny, but it's just how it is right now, right?
Right,
like
sure, absolutely.
She's like learning. She's like doing gymnastics. She's like playing soccer. She's doing dance. Now she's into painting.
Oh wow, nice, man.
So like
in the artistic side.
Exactly. So like I told my baby mama like hopefully she doesn't get into cooking. Like
hopefully
I'm like hopefully because I feel like.
But you know what? I bet if you were a painter, you would be like, I hope she doesn't get into painting. You know what I mean? Like it's exactly, just it's just because the way it is.
You know them well. As soon as she gets her foot wet, she's gonna be right there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will love it. Like guess what? Discipline. Like if that's the case, the reason why like I will work so hard and I will still work so hard is because if she wants to do culinary at school, because I know how much it is and all these things, like I'll be right there for her. I'll be right there. Well, you wanna go? You know what? You're not going to US. You're going to fucking Spain. Get your ass out of here.
There you go. Nice.
Like, being that, like
because you've been there. You know what really how to see the world and you know what I mean.
And I will love that for her, But it's just like she's just out there. She's just learning, and I would love her to like wait for that. Like,
that's awesome, man. So your inspiration is your daughter. What's her name?
Madison.
Madison. Shout out Madison. She's a beautiful little girl out there.
You know what's funny? Like actually her middle name well, not her first name, Madison, like I got it because my favorite restaurant and kitchen and everything that is in there, it's 11 Madison Park. Nice. So I was thinking about her name before she was born. Right. When it comes to the point, like it just landed so nice that her name is Madison Danielle Lopez.
Nice, dude.
But Madison O'Neal like kind of work.
Madison, yeah, I like that, man. Because I mean, if you love something, I mean, my daughter, both, I have 2 daughters, and they're both just like a name we had just like bounced around, like it fits, it vibed right. But man, to put your favorite restaurant or like to correlate it like that, I like that a lot, man. This might be a little
corny, but for people out there that they don't know what they know, like it's a nice. It's one of the best restaurants. But guess what? Like when she turns 18, shit, like, hey, where you wanna go eat? You know what? You wanna know why your name is like this? Boom.
That's a great story, dude. Hell yeah. So you were talking about like not wanting her to go through that in the kitchen life, you know what I mean? But how do you handle the stress?
How do I handle the stress? I think that goes to like putting myself, like I said right now, in another perspective view, like in my other shoes, right? By now I know different type of stress levels, right? Like I can tell by my stress in different days. Like the stress I have on a Friday night or Friday morning is not the same stress that I have right now tomorrow on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday. So just being truly honest with like yourself in the self state of mind. You have to know how much you can stress. Like just
so you're gonna stress. Like don't be like oblivious. Like you're not gonna stress.
Don't fucking throw your day to shit. Be a mamon.
Right, don't be a mamon. Sorry, exactly. That's the truth though.
Just know when it's too much. I guess knowing when it's too much. Like, and not just the stress, but
so like when you drink and you know when not to drink too much. Same thing with your stress. How much stress can you handle?
Exactly.
Don't take on too much.
They catch me on a Friday night, I'm gonna be stressed.
Yeah. But I noticed like so like we were talking about that bourbon dinner. You're not somebody who like clocks in at 5 and like gets started. Like you're there early. You want to be ahead of the game. You're putting in the hours to make sure that event goes well.
Yeah,
that's part of like handling stress.
And I can tell you how like because recently I can tell you how like kind of break that down real quick. Like I had everything the 2 days before were organized, the menu plan, the things that I need to go get to buy, prep the things before basically, so I just show up in a certain time the next day, which is the dinner day, and I just go set up the stations where I want everything coming from, how much so here, how much so there, whatever it is, as this much of salt, as this much of oil, just make sure it's there because it's part of this dish. Just having everything tied up.
Yeah, we call it mise en place. Yeah.
For every little part of the menu, and just have the stuff getting it done.
And that's key. Like stress, knowing your own stress levels, and then also being ahead of the game. Like clock in early, or not clock in, but make sure you're ahead. Early. Exactly. And get things done early.
Just like you said, like if I wouldn't done that day before, or 2 days before, like I would obviously be stressed.
Yeah, the clock is not your friend at that point, man.
No, and especially like when like this type of dinners, so we do it like we really try to show something different. Yeah, techniques and all these things. And like I really like I take my time on that.
So I've learned a lot of things from you, all the chefs being in your kitchen. Like I got to know Chef Sims, Chef Graham. I've learned a lot from each one. I've learned certain things. The one thing I want to say that I've learned or I would say honed my chef skill in is having a folded towel. I think that's like tremendous, chef. Like it seems small, but it actually is really, really big in keeping a clean uniform, keeping like yourself sanitary. Like it just when people look over at your station and you have a folded towel, you have things in order. You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? It's like a comfortability level. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. And you know what I mean? What I wanted to ask was kind of like how you maintain as a lead chef. Like how do you? Because like I noticed how you're very patient, and we did just talk about that. But do you take pride in being a lead chef?
I basically, and I'm gonna just say it like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm stuck between two personalities.
Okay.
Where like it's the one that pushes myself to become better.
All right.
More into my head.
Right.
And the one that it's the chef I always wanted to have.
Oh. There you go.
So
that
like,
makes sense, dude.
So like treating people differently, like you have people from everywhere. Like you have people coming up from Whole Foods, people coming up from a gas station, people coming up from school, culinary school. So like having all those different type of personalities into the kitchen, and like you being able to manage, leadership and all these things. It's just kind of what we do.
Yeah,
you know.
And the one question I asked Chef Marco when he was on the show was like, like, how do you like corral? How are you able to corral the egos? How are you able to make everybody on the same level and work together and stuff like that? And he was, very elaborative on that. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
Goddamn, Michael.
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, I think it's the basis of what I got out of it is that the egos come in and they can show up. Like, come do what you can do, because we want that. But if you can't,
and I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm sorry, but I am. Like, Marcos is. If you think I'm patient, this freaking guy is way more patient. Way more patient. So he's really good with ego. Like, you can see ego coming, he can wipe his ass and just throw it out the window. And
that's his superpower, huh?
Picture like he's the sweet and the sour.
Okay.
So if I see ego, I just shut it down. Yeah. Right there and there. I shut it down, or I just let it be until
it boils over.
It falls down.
It boils over. Yeah, for sure.
When it falls down, and I'm just like,
see?
It is what it is. But because of me, it's like it's better for you to learn
1,000%
by your mistakes, by your experience.
1,000%. You guys are great leaders, great motivators. I'm blessed to be in the same circle for sure. So the other the question I asked is, since you're in a lead position, but you're also part of, like they said, the Madre Rosa and the whole ideas, the big ideas on the horizon. What is your idea? When I say entrepreneurship, what does that mean to you?
Entrepreneurship, my idea on this, it's like I don't really like to say the word entrepreneur.
You don't like to?
Like, I just.
So okay, so but as a business person, right? Yeah.
I think I mean, completely honest, like if we're really making a change in one place, and we can make it to another one, and to another one, and bring something and build something and move from here to there, and expand. Like, and everybody's a win-win. We have our hard days. We have our good people or bad people. But if we can just make that possible and make the city better and make ourselves better, then why not? And let's go ahead.
Absolutely.
Like, yes, I'm one of the chef's assistant to Madre. I make sure that we do events. I make sure you had the cookout with us.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I make sure things go well like that.
So So you're definitely making moves that involve a community, not just yourself. And you have that power. You've built up your career yourself to be able to have that kind of power. Exactly. And so definitely so in networking, marketing, is that part of your gig that you do?
It's there. It's not 100% my responsibility, but I do help and support.
Do you feel like it's important in business?
It is 100%. 100%. What can I say? I did an event 2 months ago. Actually, I'm wearing the logo right now.
Okay. Run for it?
Yeah, because I run. I'm this running club as well.
Well, because I've seen you do posts about it. So what is Run for It?
Run for It, it's basically some running meets.
Okay.
We meet to run. We don't do it for competitions. We do it for our own pace.
Camaraderie, community,
Community, to bring everybody together once in a 7 a.m. morning, 8 a.m. morning, 9 a.m. morning. They started with that, and a lot of people follow up, show up. Now we do here and there little pop-ups, different places, Lola Rose.
So it's just like a gathering.
It's a gathering.
Yeah.
Through if you get involved too much, like I am right now, I have competitions with them, I run with all these things. That's on you, right? We basically like a team where everybody's welcome.
That's cool.
Everybody's welcome.
Nice.
100%.
That's what's up. Okay, so if you're out there and you want to run, how do you find the run for it
to
community?
Find right here the team. So basically, just look them up, Run for It.
Instagram.
Paso on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. Look them up.
And then you just DM. Maybe we'll find out where the next.
They post every Monday, every Tuesday.
Where
most likely Mondays they post the meetups and to tell you if it's an event, to tell you if it's hash.
Dope.
To tell you if it's it's really cool. You bring your own little crowd.
Yeah. That's cool.
And you just.
And then afterwards, you guys eat there, or you guys chill, or?
It just depends where you're at. Basically, we always go to Viejo Cafe, and it's
Viejo Coffee. Yeah, shout out Viejo Coffee. That's good. Good stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff. So we meet there, we do our run, we come back, but now we have little pop-ups here and there, so we go different places.
So right now, I'm gonna move a little bit. We're almost out of time, but I want to ask, as far as future chefs or new business owners, do you have any advice for them? So someone who's on the line, someone who's gotten a lot of experience, and they're thinking about maybe even moving up to an exec position, or somebody who wants to get a business going?
And I'm gonna say this for myself and for people out there too as well.
Yeah,
because I have people like do it and say it and all these things. So I'm actually gonna speak for myself.
Sure,
but I think you should just go ahead and do it.
There you go.
Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
It's like every decision that obviously it's in life. Like if you don't do it, are you gonna live with the thought settle mind? You're like, oh, I could have done it, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. Or you could be like, oh, like thank God I didn't do it. But I think once you actually get yourself in that scene, like you step in there, and that's when you realize a lot of things. You can ask me this question saying like, oh, like is culinary school worth it? Well, if you really love cooking, or if you really think that you love but you don't, once you get you feel a little wet in there, then that's when you know.
There you go.
And that's when you like actually get to tell. Like if you know all the experience, if you wanna be an executive chef, if you wanna push yourself to the max, do it. Yeah. Why not? At the end of the day, what is it gonna take? Failure. That's how we become. That's how we become chefs. That's how we learn. That's how we move.
Exactly.
So go for it.
Go for it. Nice. I like that. That's a good advice, man. We talking about that's the kind of advice we give here at Grind2Hard. Do that shit. Keep going. Yep. So one of the poignant questions we have is to define the line between confidence and cockiness.
Okay.
And you like cockiness, you know what that is, like super ego. Yeah, for sure.
So like confidence, like you could be confident at, if we're talking kitchen culture, kitchen language, my bad. Basically, like you can only like fuck around so much with confidence because that's in your circle.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Like you're not gonna put yourself out there where like, oh, like I'm not confident about how to make this burger because it's not on my circle. If you're being cocky and you wanna talk, can I say it? Talk your shit.
Yeah, talk your shit.
Because you might think you can do it, but then guess what? Once you talk your shit and shit doesn't go well, guess what? You just a cocky motherfucker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I'm gonna tell you this: there's motherfuckers out there where like they're cocky and they know their shit, and that's just if you happens to cross with them, that's just where you have big really confidence in yourself because you're not gonna, you can't really fight that. It's more like defense. You got to defense with your confidence.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody approaches you with a cockiness, then you just know so much about them. Some people are so stupid nowadays that you can just fucking tell. Like, damn. Like, you can tell by the way they walk. You can tell by the way they're, opening the door. You can tell by the way they have their apron. You can tell a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Not that right?
Yeah.
So
that goes on the folded towel thing, man. I want to be on point. So like every time I see my towel, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I moving so fast that I can't fold my towel? You know what I mean? I need to chill out.
No, and it's disciplinary.
Yeah, discipline, man. Yeah, definitely. I think that you have a good discipline, man, because you and focus too. That's what got you here, man, for sure, man. So being that you got all these blessings, like what's your way of paying it forward?
Way of paying forward is just being grateful for the things I have in my daily life. I used to look at life a lot in the future. The last year has been really rough on myself. And
this last year,
like
were you pushing yourself? You mean
pushing myself?
Oh, good.
And,
okay.
Life things going on, hitting the
growth. Yeah,
all that. So I now think about like just live your life. So the way I'm paying off to this is just being fucking the best version of myself every day if I can.
There you go, man. I think that's good for anybody because like maybe you have 1,000 blessings and you're like, how do I pay it forward? Just be a good person, man. Be a good citizen in the community. You know what I mean? And that's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just being there for other people. Like,
true. Yeah,
and that's part of the jacket that I put on every fucking day. Like.
Well, we talked about on the last episode, the helping hands always extended. And I feel that way 1,000% with you. I mean, if I said, hey, I have a catering, can I just do this? You would be like, yeah, I got you, whatever. Yeah, and that's what's crazy. It's like I have this like not like obligation or anything. It's just like. Not that I owe you anything. It's just like the light. It's just like you know what I mean. Like the vibe is 1,000 with all you guys, man.
And I can tell you this, like one of. Like just as earlier we were talking, like it's just going back to Paso. Like like I'm gonna be friends with everybody.
Bet.
And even the people that don't like me out there, like if it is somebody, hey,
nah, who's not gonna like Chef Oscar? Come on now.
Guess what? Like I'ma still have my extended hands. You know, I'm still gonna be there in the
yeah, and that's the thing. Like if we just be that good citizen in the community, especially in the fucking places like this in El Paso, it's a blessing to be here. So Chef Oscar, thank you so much for being here. I'm sure we could have gone on much longer. This is the chef that has tons of experience and he's traveled and he's seen some things. So when you go to the restaurant over at Lola Rose or you go to Madre Rosa, you're getting lots of flavor from around the globe. I'm serious. So check it out. It's going to be far west side, and then also how would you say where's the Madre?
Yeah, Rosa, we have it at the outlets.
By the outlets, there you go. Yeah, that's a good way to put it right there. And then you see the events. If you go to the Instagram, it's Lola Rose. What is that?
Lola Rose _EP.
_EP. You'll be able to see all the events that they have. I've last year I went to 2 and I haven't gone to one this year, so I need to book the next event. Seriously, like
he also has worked with us too.
Yeah, I have worked with. Yeah, so I'm telling you, I'm telling you from being inside the kitchen, from eating the food, from having the greatest times at Lola Rose, that you guys need to check this place out at least once. And if you have the time to get to the 7-course dinners, you're really gonna have an experience 1,000%. So thank you so much, Chef Oscar. Shout out Lola Rose and everybody over there. Shout out Madre Rosa and everybody over there. It's always a pleasure. Anything y'all need, holler at me on the DMs. Really appreciate it, y'all watching. I see the views, so thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Stay up, stay motivated, stay positive, and keep going, y'all. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. Thank you.